Y'all remember when synths used to just be black? Because I sure do. What's good, everyone? Today I just wanted to give a quick little recap on my Namm 2019 experience and kind of, just talk about some of the things I did like and some of the things I didn't like too much. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so this year I heard a rumor that there was about 30,000 more people that came to Namm this year than there were last year, and that is a massive increase, especially if you were working the event like I was. In case you're new here and you don't know already, my day job, I work for Novation, so that's pretty much what I was doing the entire time, was just on the booth. But during a couple quick lunch breaks and before and after the event, I definitely had some time to run around and kind of check a few things out. Anyway, let's just cut to the chase of the main talking point of Namm this year, which is of course the Electron model samples. This was an interesting product, incredibly polarizing and incredibly good at flipping people's opinions about it without even trying. Even for me, I went from loving it to straight up hating it to kind of loving it to now I kind of just don't know how I feel about it. My personal take on it, I think that it's definitely not a product for somebody who owns a lot of Electron gear already. This is kind of the ladder onto the Electron train, not so much a seat in the same cabin, if that makes any sense. Overall, this product felt a bit more corporate to me than it did Electron, and I don't know if that's because of my line of work, that I kind of see these things from a different perspective, or that I just like Electron's older stuff and I kind of wish they would stick to that route. But that being said, it is an awesome product, and if you're in the need for a simple 6-voice drum machine that you can quickly, easily program and get some unique sounds, this is definitely the product for you, especially if you've always wanted to get into the Electron world, but everything else seems a bit more intimidating or a little just kind of out of this world in terms of how you think about music. I think this might be what Electron's answer is for that type of person. So if you want to get into Electron and everything else seems kind of crazy, this is probably your product. Another vibe I got from the model samples is that with the increase of knob per function as well as just workflow changes and whatnot, it felt like a way for Electron to test a few ideas to kind of see what would stick in case for future products. And honestly, I think there's going to be a whole line of model products. No, this isn't a fact. This is a complete guess. Sure, I have a couple friends at Electron, but they have told me nothing at all. Complete guess. Don't take this too far, but I feel like there wouldn't be any other reason to not have a model FM, model synths, model drums, anything. You can slap anything at the end of model and call it an Electron product. Why not? So long story short, would I buy one? Probably not, but I would consider getting one to replace my Digitact in a live setting because of the velocity sensitive pads, as well as because Octatrack that I have now currently does majority of my sampling stuff, so the Digitact doesn't really need to do that, and if I can get a velocity sensitive Digitact, that sounds pretty awesome. Alright, next up was this badass little digital synth by a company called Sonicware, and it's called the ELZ1. I really like this product, and I'm not really quite sure why I liked it so much. I do remember Cuckoo did a video on this for his Namm 2018 video. If you haven't seen that one, I'll link it down below, or you can check this video. His video on it's really good. He goes really in depth about it, but the synth itself felt really cool and really easy to use. I like this synth a lot because it felt portable, it could be ran on 4 AA's, had a built-in speaker. I'm sure it sounds like crap, but hey, it's there. And just the UI and the way to use it was just cool. It was easy to use and fun. Throughout programming patches, you'd be greeted by little symbols or faces or just these animations that reminded me of the OP1, but not nearly as advanced. And honestly, programming and editing synth patches on the synth itself was not the worst thing I've ever done. It was really linear in terms of editing sound. It was like left to right. First part, choose your synth engines. Second part, envelope, filter, modulation stuff, and effects. Got a bunch of keys. All the knobs go to the screen. The screen was easy to read. It was overall just an awesome experience. I, for whatever reason, just really liked the synth. And the team behind it, the people that were showing it, were super nice, super helpful, super cool. Just cool, good vibes. Down with that. Not to get too into the weeds of how this thing works, one of the cool features about it was all the synth engines that it had. It had like a typical synth engine, some user wave stuff, FM, granular. There was this weird like DNA thing, which is an even weirder side of the granular things. Another cool thing is you can actually sample directly into the unit with an aux cable and use that as a wave shape. And then the modulation was good. It was cool. It was cool. The ELZ1 was one of those rare pieces that felt like you already knew how to use it before you've ever used it. Everything made sense, everything was where I wanted it to be, but it's not all unicorns and rainbows. The one big downside to me was that there's not a 5-pin MIDI in on the back. Only MIDI in is through the micro USB, which is a huge letdown to me because I love sequencing stuff externally. Alright, so the next thing I chose to like was the Minilog XD. I had a lot of fun on this one. Just jumping through the patches, it was really inspiring. There was a lot of stuff on there, and the patches wise, whoever designed a lot of them made a lot of good patches that just sounded like it struck up an idea or inspiration for a song, or I was like, oh man, I wish I had my blah 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 here so I can finish this and put this in or sample it and whatnot. The inclusion of the digital oscillator on oscillator 3 is a huge welcome to me. I'm down with anything digital. I mean, analog is cool and all. It's really cool, sounds good, but it could get a little boring, and don't roast me up for that. I hear you, analog's awesome. I have a lot of analog, but come on, let's 2019, let's push these things forward, you know what I'm saying? I guess one downside to me with like the Minilog, the Monolog, the whole log or log series from Korg, is that it always felt a bit claustrophobic. I'm not sure if that's the black knobs on the silver plate, or they've always just, I don't know, they always felt a bit squished. But I mean, for what it can do, there's a lot of features on there, you know. For a first synth, like the chord mode's cool, the sequencer's cool, arpeggiator, what else is there? The little oscilloscope in the screen thing, the effects, the digital oscillator. I can go on and on. It's an awesome synth, especially if you're ready to start your journey, if you want to get all philosophical with it, in terms of like, this is my first synth, I'm trying to break out of the box a little bit and get some hardware. This is an awesome choice because it's feature packed and can fill in a lot of blanks in any studio. Man, Namm this year was alright. It was pretty cool. There was a lot of releases, but there was nothing really like, whoa, I gotta have it, or mind-blowing. It was just a lot of like, I don't know, it was just synths and stuff being released, which there's plenty of them already. There was nothing that was going to take me away from something I use regularly already. And I tried stuff like the Arturia Micro Freak, and that's cool for voice paraphonic. It's alright. If it's not a Pro 2, I don't want it. And it was a little annoying to use. I was going through some of the patches, and this is totally something dumb to complain about, but going through the patches, they were all at such drastically different levels. One would be on like a whisper preset, and then the next one would be on atomic bomb and just blow your ears out, especially at Namm. Your ears are already fatigued. It was just, overall, it was not fun. I couldn't get too crazy of sounds on there. It's probably because there was a lot of things on the unit, and the UI is kind of a mess, and not to mention all the drama that it caused with the mutable instrument stuff, which didn't look too good on Arturia's part, so I'll probably steer clear from this one. I got a good look at the Volca stuff, like the Volca modular and the Volca drum, I think is what it was, but I don't know, I've never really been into the Volca stuff. Maybe I'm missing something. Sell me on them. What do you like so much about the Volca stuff? I have the FM, but it just kind of collects dust on my end. This whole year just felt kind of lackluster, I guess, in terms of innovation and whatever. Like, it just felt like another Namm. There was nothing cool, there was nothing innovative, there was nothing super future. I need that high-tech stuff, man. I want to recontemplate my life in terms of features and sounds. Like, take me away from stuff I'm already using. Make something that is cooler than what is already out there, not a little different than what's already out there, or your take on what's already out there. I don't want what's already out there. I want that new stuff. Give me that new stuff. Anyway, before I go way too off the rails, I'm gonna end it there. I wanted to kind of keep this short, simple, to the point. If you like this video, I'd greatly appreciate a thumbs up, maybe a sub if you can, or if you want to support the channel, check out the link down below or this link here. And yeah, it's kind of like my merchy stuff, got some synth stuff, and don't worry, it's not any kind of t-shirt with my face blasted across the front of it. It's just some simple, basic synth shit. Anyway, I'll catch you next week. You already know the drill, and this is share the love, share the knowledge. Knowledge is power. Peace.